Apple made waves when they announced in 2020 that they would no longer be including a power brick in the box with the iPhone 12. But it isn't just Apple that's seemingly being cheap. Lots of smaller electronics these days aren't coming with wall warts either. They'll probably give you a USB cable for charging, but to actually plug it into the wall, you'll have to BYOB. Bring your own brick. So what exactly is behind this trend, other than, you know, the fact that Apple is able to charge the same princely sum for its iStuff even without including a charger, and therefore make an even larger profit? And don't kid yourselves, that is part of the reason. Obviously, a charger doesn't cost nearly as much to produce as a smartphone, but when you're making that many of them, the costs add up, especially for a company like Apple, which actually does engineer its chargers to quite a high standard. But before you flame me in the comments section and accuse me of being an Apple fanboy, teardowns done of iPhone chargers have shown they're pretty reliable, well-made pieces of kit. And Apple isn't alone in this, as other phone manufacturers have typically included chargers of a better quality than generic ones you might find on Amazon or AliExpress. Better chargers take a little more money to make than cheap ones that might break easily or crap out after just a few months of use. And even though Apple might only be making 1% more profit on their phones by not including power bricks, according to one estimate, that's still a huge amount of money when you consider Apple made nearly $29 billion in profit during the first fiscal quarter of 2021. Now, from Apple's perspective, the decision kind of makes sense when you think about how many old but perfectly good chargers there are just floating around out there from our pasts. Think about all of the USB wall warts you've accumulated over the years that came with your phone, or your tablet, or your Wi-Fi enabled lava lamp. In fact, around 1 million tons of chargers are manufactured every year. That's like having 100 Eiffel Towers made of chargers. Sacre bleu. Unsurprisingly, this has led to pressure from consumers and governments to reduce the amount of electronic waste floating around out here. So lots of gadget makers are now assuming that you've either got an old brick laying around to spare, or that you've got power strips or even full-on outlets that have USB ports built into them, which have become more common over the past few years. Apple has even come out and claimed part of the reason that they don't want to ditch the Lightning connector in favor of USB-C is that it would create a tremendous amount of e-waste after people throw out their old Lightning accessories that would no longer work with their newer Apple devices, should they make that change. Of course, the e-waste problem is a lot bigger than just how many extra wall warts we have. Plenty of companies are making gadgets with rechargeable batteries that are sealed up inside the device, making them very difficult to replace and potentially inducing consumers to throw them away sooner than they otherwise might. And many of these devices are made by the same companies that make smartphones. Think Apple's AirPods, for example. There's also the snag that an older 1 or 2 amp charger might technically work just fine with a brand new device, but many new phones support fast charging, which you'd need to buy a new adapter to take advantage of, either from a third party or directly from your device's manufacturer. And you guessed it, selling it separately makes them more money. Yay. But regardless of how much companies are actually concerned about the environment and waste versus just being on a quest for profit, it looks like not getting a charger in the box, either with phones or other gadgets like headphones, is a trend that isn't going away anytime soon. I just hope they don't do the same with the cable, but let's not give them any ideas. You know what? I actually saw a charging pad that didn't have a wall wart. Like, it's required to function. The thing is for charging. It must be in the wall to work, and it didn't come with it. It was insane. Big thanks to Storyblocks for sponsoring today's video. Storyblocks helps you bring your videos to life without having to make sacrifices imposed by time, budget, or lack of resources like usual. It features over 1 million different stock assets for you to use, including pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. And you can save time using their in-browser video editor. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model with their unlimited all-access plan, offering you unlimited video and audio downloads instead of a costly pay-per-clip model. We use Storyblocks here on TechRookie as we don't always have time to go out and shoot the perfect B-roll shot. So if this is a problem that you have too, check out Storyblocks today at storyblocks.com/techrookie. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit us up in the comment section with your suggestions for topics that we should cover in the future.